Shalom, everyone. Welcome to another segment here at Temple Kefarym.
Shalom, shalom, everyone. All right, I need to know if you all can hear me in the listening audience. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty, and we just need to make certain that we're being able to broadcast correctly. Can someone put a 1 in the room? Let me know that my voice can be heard. Just put a 1 in the room and let me know you can hear us speaking. Okay, I should be good at that. Shalom. If you can hear us speaking, can you put a 1 in the room just to let us know you can hear us? Are you online?
I'm on. I'll go on and check.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it now.
So is this on?
Shalom?
Oh yeah, they hear us. We hear us.
Okay, you got some ones? I ain't getting no ones.
But we can hear it. We're here.
Oh, you in? Okay. All right, family, we're going to get started. Today is the last day of our feast day, the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And one of the brothers is going to present a lesson to the world. And once he puts this lesson out there, it's like he's going on the map because he's on his way. He's so excited about this. I see him putting so much energy into it. He's so excited. He left his family home so he could hurry and be here on time. I seen his family walking out the door. I was like, wow. And then he all the way up here. I thought I was going to beat him at the temple, but he beat me here. That ain't never happened in the history. So he's really excited, and I'm excited for him because I want to see the lesson that he prepares to bring to the world today. I'm sure it's going to be a great lesson. He likes to talk. He likes to teach. Even when he gives his testimony, he got to spread a little bit about the teachings. So today is going to be a pretty good lesson today, I'm pretty sure. But get your notepads and your papers, your pens, so that you can take notes, so that you can ask questions, so that you can do all those things. At this time, we want to open up with prayer. Okay? All right. We're going to open up with prayer today. We're going to get started. We have people on the inside. We have people on the outside. So we're going to be getting a little versatile today, doing some different types of things. So let's all rise, please, and face the east as we approach unto the King.
אנחנו שואלים לבוא בכיסא שלך, תורה מלכתו. סלח לנו על כל טומאה שהיא כזאת רוחנית ונפשית. Our Creator, our King, our Father, we ask to approach your throne. Please forgive us for any uncleanness, whether it be spiritual, physical, or mental. Told our great King. We thank you for another day of life. We thank you for protecting us, each and every one of us here at Beulah Land. Those where they resided, those in the tents. We thank you for covering the children, covering the parents, the men and the women. We thank you for covering those that are tuning in right now, wherever they might be. We ask that you continue to allow your spirit to be amongst us, continue to correct us, O great King, without any harm, hurt, or danger, but let your will be done nonetheless. Forgive us for any sins that we have committed, things that have offended you. We ask that you pour down understanding and your wisdom so that we can be better servants. Those of us desire to be so. Those of us that's trying to get information so we can know how to do right. Send your righteous ones. Send the remnant of the remnant so that they can teach them, so that they can show them the ways that you have carved out for those before us, our forefathers. We thank you for the literature that you have left behind, the literature that we are supposed to take and show our young leaders. We ask that you keep pouring down understanding so that we can get it right, learn how to treat one another, learn how to treat those that are watching. We ask that you build us up. You protect us from those that are wicked, and you allow us to be the light that you told us your laws will be. That requires us to do it, oh great King. Have mercy on those of us that are falling short. Have mercy on those of us that are trying but falling short. And please have mercy as well on those of us that aren't. We love you, we appreciate you, and we give you all this esteem, all the glory. We ask that you look after those that are less fortunate, those that are pressing to do better, and serve you in the best way that they can. Please look after those that have changed their ways, reformed their minds to do what is right. Give them the strength that they need. We ask these things in your great King. Haluet HaKoach HaNis, we praise the eternal power. Haluet HaEl HaElyon, praise the Most High. All right. Well, again, you all, this is the final day of Chag Matzot, Feast of Unleavened Bread. We hope that you all have been observing it, have been learning through this process over these last few days, who haven't been able to be here at Beulah Land, on Beulah Land at Temple Kefarym. We're going to, again, have a great lesson done by Adon or Ahzontaye. And the title of the lesson is Leaven Within the House, Daily Bread. For those of you that's watching right now, please share, please subscribe, please like. If you know others that are doing this walk on their own, and they don't have anyone to show them the way, or if they have questions or anything, things of that nature, please share it for them to tune in and subscribe. All right?
Go to the podium. Nancy, can you tell me if he's lined up correctly?
All right, we're getting set up right now. Come up a little bit, please, Bricks. Okay.
It's better?
Okay. What's these lights? There we go. That's better. Ahzontaye, if you can go to your left, I think. I can do it. No, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Leave it like that?
Perfect. That's well.
All right. It's going to be a little bit different for me because I plan to get a lot of feedback within my teaching today. So I'll speak as if there are many in front of me. Hallelujah. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
To those under the sound of my voice. Give all praise and honor to the Creator, to my elders, to those that have helped guide me along the way. This is my first time teaching in this setting, but I'm forever grateful for the opportunity, and I'm just going to share what the Creator has given me to share with the world. Today we're going to start in the book of Exodus. You don't have any songs to play or anything until some people come in, and we just don't go ahead and vote. Yes, sir.
Is that better? It was better before because the light came in on him. That's good. It was like a light behind him.
So just go ahead and go. Yeah. All right, so we're going to start in the book of Exodus, chapter 12. And I would like to start at verse 1. And in my reading it says, And Yahweh spoke unto El Moshe and El Aharon in the land of Mitzrayim, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto the assembly of Yisrael, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for the house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of souls. Every man according to eating shall make your account for the lamb. And the lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole multitude of the assembly of Israel shall kill it in the evening, and they shall take of the blood and strike it upon the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses wherein they shall eat. And so now we're going to jump down to verse 15, where we get to the feast of the unleavened bread. It says, 7 days shall ye eat matzah. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eats chametz, from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Yisrael. And in the first day there shall be a holy assembly, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy assembly to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that every man must eat, that only may be done of you. And ye shall guard the feast of Matzah. For in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Mitzrayim. Therefore shall ye guard this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. And so I'm going to stop there as far as my reading as of now. And I kind of want to speak a little bit on unleavened bread. Over the past week or so now, all unleavened bread should have been already removed from our houses. In this physical realm, right? So up until the first day of unleavened bread, we spent all our time cleaning our homes, removing anything that shows a sign of having leaven in it. We have worked very hard to remove these things from our houses, right? Which is a beautiful thing, and it is the commandment. And so today, I want to speak on a different house that we may still contain a little bit of leaven. And as we go into this new year, because this feast day or feast week, it is the symbol and it marks a new year for us as Israel,
for the entire world, for all creation. This feast day, it is a sign of a new beginning. And so as we go into this new year, as we go into this new beginning, I would like to speak on a different house that we are to make sure that we have cleansed of all leaven as we go into this new year. Right? So now it says, 7 days shall ye eat matzah. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eats chametz from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Yisrael. So now we have a spiritual house, right? A lot of times we may place most of our focus on our physical houses when it comes to this time of year. But everything that is done in the Shemayim, or everything that is done in the heavens, the Father wants to see implemented on the earth. In both places, in our spiritual houses and in our physical homes. But what is this unleavened bread, or leavened bread, or daily bread that we should be eating, and what is the unleavened bread that we should not be eating? All right? So now from here, I would like to go into Proverbs chapter 6. We're going to go into Proverbs chapter 6. And we're going to talk about some unleavened first so that we can get to what the leaven or the daily bread is that we can incorporate into our temples, or the things that we can have inside of our houses during the 7-day period. And 7 is also a number that signifies completion of a period, right? So of course, for our physical homes, the Father is telling us, hey, for this 7-day period, or this week period, you are to have no leaven within your home. But if we were to look at it in a spiritual matter, the Father will be showing us that we are to not eat unleavened bread, unleavened spiritual bread, period, until the completed time, right? Any spiritual bread that has leaven in it that will cause anything within us to rise, the Father wants us to stay away from these things for a completed period of time. So now moving on to Proverbs chapter 6. And real quick, what is leaven? If you look up leaven, it's going to tell you that leaven is like a yeast, right? It's something that our forefathers would use inside of their bread or things that they were baking that would cause it to rise when heat is applied. It is very important to understand that these things, well, it rises, period, but heat is used to allow it to rise quicker. And if you apply heat to it, it will rise quicker. Okay. And so now we go to Proverbs chapter 6. And I would like to start in verse 16. I'll wait a few more seconds. Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 16. It says, these 6 things Yahweh hates. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. The first thing that is mentioned, it says, a proud look, a lying tongue, and hand, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift into running to mischief, a false witness that speaks lies, and he that sows discord among brethren. My son, guard your father's commandment, and forsake not the Torah of your mother. Bind them continually upon your heart, and tie them about your neck. And when you go, it shall lead you. When you sleep, it shall guard you. And when you are awake, it shall talk with you. It says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the Torah is light. And reproofs of instruction are the way of life, to guard you from the evil woman and from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. So I want to stop there for a second, and I want to go back up to verse 21. Right? It says, bind them continually upon your heart, and tie them about your neck. When you go, it shall lead you, and when you sleep, it shall guard you. And when you awake, it shall talk with you. So now, when it comes to our spiritual houses, the leavened bread that will cause us to be separated from the Creator. The things that we allow into our temples and our minds and our spirits. He says a proud look. Why is a proud look? Why would a proud look be considered leaven? Well, select. Before I even go here, let's follow me to Proverbs chapter 11. We're going to go to Proverbs chapter 11, and we're going to read verse 1, and then we'll go back to 6 and 16. So in Proverbs 11, it says, a false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, or the Most High, but a just weight is his delight. I read this scripture because we're about to talk about proud or proud look, right? But there's a balance in all things. To be proud can be a good thing. To be proud can also be a negative thing. But it is about the balance that we have, the balance that we show, and the balance that we try to keep implementing in our everyday life. Because it is a just weight that is his delight. So I'm bringing that out because I don't want to say a proud look and people listening think that I'm saying, don't be proud of who you are. Don't be proud of who you belong to. Don't be proud of who we are as Israel. So when I go back to verse 6, when I go to verse 6 and 17, it says a proud look. So now we're talking about a proud look. Why would a proud look be considered leaven or something that the Creator hates in this moment? A proud look is dangerous because if it is not balanced, if we are proud and we are not balanced in the things that we are proud of, it can cause the negative or the lower, it can cause the negative or the lower essence of our being to rise up from within us. Because we all have a positive and we have a negative essence about us. But when placed under a certain heat or just left out amongst itself, but I'm speaking of heat in specific, when placed under heat, that leaven will rise, right? So say you're talking to somebody, or like you can just be at work, you know what I'm saying? You can be at work and you're just having a conversation with somebody, and they say something that offends you, or they say something that may trigger something inside of you. The negative aspect of having a proud look will make me want to rise up against that person, right? To prove to them that whatever you're saying is not me, or whatever you're trying to do, or whatever you got going on, I'm not for it. I'm not with it, right? So it may cause me to rise up against that person, right? Because I'm proud of what I feel that I look like, right? But then on a more humble perspective, or the leaven or the unleavened perspective of it, you can still be in that same pride, that same proudness, that same essence, right? And allow that little bit of leaven that is trying to rise, or that little bit of negative emotion, you can cause it to be decreased completely. But it's all about balance. He says a lying tongue, right? And then hands that shed innocent blood, right? Now, a lot of times, again, hands that shed innocent blood. Yes, many of us have never killed a person before in this life, in this realm that we're in, you know? But life and death is both within the power of our tongue. So if we were to take this into our spiritual house, our spiritual man, we would have to ask ourselves, have I ever killed anyone that was innocent with my words, with the things that I have spoken? We have to ask ourselves these things. This is everything that I'm bringing forth today is daily bread. It's just things for us to meditate upon and to examine from within ourselves. Because again, a lot of us may have never killed anybody in the world, in this physical realm. But many of us have died and have been killed by people's words. Many of us have been falsely accused, or people have placed judgments upon us because they had a proud look. All of us that are here right now, under the sound of my voice, we are all brought together for the same reason, right? Because we've all here have been accused of something, right? By people that had a proud look, right? And even in those moments, we may have brought out a proud look as well. But I'm bringing this out because, yes, this is for the world. But what I'm saying is for this house. It's for the house that we are part of here at Beulah Land. Everyone that is tuning in to Beulah Land. Because we've had an amazing feast day. We've had an amazing feast week, right? But sometimes, like I said, everybody here right now, and even my spiritual leader, Prince, last night he was kind of speaking that, you know, there was like a force that was trying to, you know, implement itself into our home, right? Into our space, into our gathering place, right? And a lot of times when we're close to the end of something or ending something on a positive note, there's going to be always something that comes. There's going to be always an energy or force that comes and tries to stop us from getting, because you don't win for it at the beginning. You win for finishing the race, you know? And a lot of times when we're at the place of finishing a race in a positive essence, in a more optimistic essence, there's something that will come and it will try to steer us over to the opposite side or steer us over to the opposite direction. If we go outside right now as well, you see that it's very cloudy outside right now, right? It's very cloudy outside. The whole week we've been getting sunshine. It's been cool, it's been a breeze, and we've been in good spirits. But as we get closer to the end, and this may be for even those that are celebrating amongst yourselves, you'll notice once you start getting close to the end, you're going to start feeling fatigued. You're going to start to feel like, okay, trying to get through it, I'm ready for it to be over, ready for it to be done. You know, we always get to a place to where we're ready to give up, and we all get frustrated with each other. We get frustrated with each other, and the things that I'm naming right now start to take place at the end. It's not going to take place at the beginning. But as we get closer to the end and everybody starts to get fatigued from the race, everybody's been trying to give their best foot, put their best foot forward throughout the whole feast week, it's when we get to the end that the rain may come, that the clouds may come, that the sun may disappear for a second. And it's at that moment that we must all look around at each other and see where we are and pick each other up. Because if not, the things that I'm naming will take place within that house, within that spiritual house, within that spiritual home. But it is our job to take care of each other, to lift each other up, to bear each other's burdens, to see the needs of each individual, and see that at the end of the day, as long as every man can say, now again, anybody can say anything, but as long as all of us know that we have given our best, we must rejoice. We must embrace each other. We must try to keep on the more optimistic side so that we can be pleasing in the sight of the Father. Because what He is wanting from us is for us to be able to enjoy each other, to love each other during these times, right? But I've seen, and what I'm saying is it's not directed to anybody. But this is just things that we have all seen throughout all of our life, throughout all time that we have been in this walk. This is the first place that I've been at Beulah Land where I've seen people gathering together to do the very best that they can do, to be the very best that they can be. But I'm speaking this because I am speaking to the world. So now, it says, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. A false witness that speaks lies, and he that sows discord among brethren. Now, from a heart that devises wicked imagination, all the way down to he that sows discord among brethren, it's all the same spirit. It is all the same leaven. And it's simply a spirit of deception. That's all it is. So the leaven that we allow into our house sometimes that can cause things within us to rise up is also a form of deceit, deception. You have truth and then you have deception. That is all this thing. That's all that it is saying right here. We must walk on the side of truth and let go of anything that is deception anything that is false, anything that does not pertain to the truth of the Creator. Simply put. So I'm trying to tie these things together. Like I said, now that I got some people here, I can ask some of the questions that I would like to ask. But yeah, so one of the questions that I wanted to ask was, why is a false balance an abomination? Or why is balance so important to the Creator? This is something I wanted to ask openly. It's not a right. It's just, yes, I'm just here to ask these questions. And if anybody sees a question on the YouTube channel, will you just let me know? Because I'm looking, but I'm not. So, why is a false balance an abomination to the Creator? Or why is balance so important to Him? Anybody? Ziggy, go ahead. Come on over, Ziggy. I'm on spot, you on spot.
Shalom.
Shalom.
I feel like balance is important to Creator because it helps us, well, I would say it teaches us, like, you know, do something bad and you learn from that. So just how he, they say that the Most High has a cup and all your sins throughout the year, it fills up to the cup and then he empties the cup. That's what they say. So I think he does that so that we can have balance, so that we can learn from our mistakes.
Okay. Okay, tell it out. I'll praise this to the Most High. That is very true. Everything that we do, everything we speak is placed inside of a cup. But like I said, we are going into, or we have went into a new year. Right? So, and with us going into this new year, the things of the old year should have passed away. Right? So, I'm bringing out this lesson because we are going into, we're in a new year. We're not in the middle of a year, we're not at the end of the year, we're at the beginning of a new year. Right? And so, this year, you know, I wanted to put it out there for us to really focus on our spiritual houses. Anybody else had a question, a comment about, you know, balance? Why is balance important to the Creator? That's it.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. I feel that he asked the question of why is balance an abomination to the Most High, or improper balance. I definitely feel like it's an abomination to him, or he dislikes it, because he says there's 7 things he hates. I feel like it's that because the Most High sets laws, and he set these statutes, laws, and commandments for us, and to be of a false balance means you are walking against. That's why, you know, he said that's one of the reasons why he said he hates that, and that's an abomination, because that means you are going directly against him. And so for him to love balance means that he loves for there to be peace, because that's what balance is supposed to bring. Peace, tranquility, a feeling of just a feeling of oneness, you know. So when you are, even if you're off balance, even if it's just for a moment, you know how uncomfortable you feel. You feel out of place. You feel just like, oh man, what's going on? You know, it's just like your mind, your mental is erotic because you're off balance, which means at that time and space, you're not one with the Creator. You're kind of like, you could be tiptoeing. You could be tiptoeing with angels of deceit that He has placed there. But so when I think about it, even like what Ezekiel said, with, you know, he has a cup and it fills to a certain point. And then when Yom Kippur comes, that's that time for you to be able to empty your cup, where the Most High says He forgives you for your sins. But to maintain that balance, that means you have to stop doing those sins. So it's your cup. You don't want your cup to keep getting full every year of sins, because then you're not learning. You're either doing more sins, new sins, or old sins. But the Most High, I'm sure because I don't know the Creator, but I think about myself, and as a parent, I wouldn't want to have to every year have to empty my cup of my disappointments for my children, and then every year they fill it. So it's like we got to look at it like that. We don't want to fill His cup with sins, We want to fill his cup with the positivity of what we're doing so that less and less burden is put on the Most High, and to forgive us for our sins. We don't keep having to ask that question over and over, but we do, because when we empty the cup, we fill it right back up.
Okay. Emotionally praise. So that beautiful response. I want to stick with something. Does anybody else have a comment? If not, at this moment, I want to speak on something that you said. And you said, you know, balance is important, because if there is no balance, you feel uncomfortable. When there's no balance, there is a spirit that comes with being unbalanced. It's a spiritual essence that comes with being unbalanced. The reason it's important is simple. If you're not balanced, you're going to fall. If a tree is unbalanced, it's going to tip over, unless the roots are strong enough to hold it, right? Then that becomes the new balance, right? But balance is very simple. Without balance, anything will fall, right? So now we take it to an individual perspective, like you said. If we are not balanced as individuals, we're going to feel uncomfortable, we're going to stumble, we're going to fall, we're going to trip over things. Every time our foot hits something, we fall, and not get yourself, the slightest things will trip us up and we will hit the ground if we are not balanced, if we are not rooted, if we're not planted. Right? Now, you move it from the individual, right, to a house. Let's say a single family house, or just a family. Let's move it from a single individual to a house of people, of a family. We're not a community yet, we're just a family. So now, if a family is off balance within a house, within a home, the kids are going to be uncomfortable, the mother's going to be uncomfortable, the father's going to be uncomfortable, the house is going to be uncomfortable. The house is going to carry a certain essence. You can walk into a room and you just feel a negative energy because it's not balanced. The room is not balanced. There's an energy that is taking over, right? And it's either a negative energy that's taking over or it's a positive energy that's taking over. And you have so many people that's trying to go against that positive energy, it just creates a false balance. But if a family is balanced, the children will be in order, the wife will be in order, and the husband or the head of his house, he will be in order, and everything will have balance. What does that balance look like? Because once we move from an individual, us being unbalanced is us, for one, like I said, we're proud looking. We have to know when to be proud. We have to know when not to be proud. We have to know when to speak, when not to speak. We have to know when to praise, when to remain from praise, or when to be in sorrow. We have to know when, like Ecclesiastes says, there's a time and a place for everything. So it creates that balance. There's a time and a place for everything, right? There's a time for war. There's a time for peace. So when it's time for war, it's time for war. And everyone will be ready for war. But when it's time for peace, it's time for peace. When it's time for oneness, it's time for oneness. When it's time for separation, it's time for separation. Right? So that is within an individual. And when we understand that, it creates this balance within us, even when we get to our emotions. Right? You can say, go what? Don't have no emotions whatsoever. That's a false balance. Because we don't have any, if we never carry any emotion, as people, we go against the natural order of the Creator because He gave it to us for a reason. The difference is this: man thinks more logically off the rip. Does he have emotions? Of course. But he thinks more logically first. And a woman would think more so off from the beginning with her emotions. Right? So the balance within that is that man must learn how to be more balanced with his emotions. Not be so closed off and shut and just get out my face. Be in tune with it. But as a woman, that woman must also learn to balance her emotions with her logic. That emotion does not oceans, or two lakes, or two something, two bodies of water, where they meet at the same place, but they never cross. Have y'all heard the young people talking about? I don't know the name of it, but there are two bodies of water in the sea. They meet together, but they do not mix.
Yep.
Right. Do you know what that is?
No.
All right. I'll try to find that out. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay. So there are two bodies of water that, they never cross. They never cross paths, but they exist at the same place. One is salt water, one is fresh water. Right? Two completely different types of water, and they meet, right? They don't mix and they don't mingle, and that is a perfect balance. This is what the Creator is looking for with us when it comes for us being the light of the world, being in the world and not of it, us being a part of this earth, but we are not accustomed to the ways of the world around us, or this system, or this matrix, or whatever we want to use to describe the system or the bondage that we've been in. We must completely remove ourselves, even if we stand right beside it. Does that make sense? We must be able to have that balance even when we are around and amongst nothing but chaos. Right? So going back to that balance, I was talking about the family. So now we're going to move it from the family standpoint to the community. If you have individual, you have family, you have community. Right? So now we move on to community, which is nothing but a bunch of families coming together in one place, being amongst and living amongst each other. Same place, creating a bigger house or community. Right? So when it comes to balance in the community, you said something about how the Creator has given all of us two hands, most of us, two hands, 2 feet, 2 legs. That is the design of the human anatomy. To have 2 hands, 1 head, which is very important, 1 head, but 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 lungs, 2, and the things that He gave us one of, they both, everything else shares that one thing, right? And so, now, when it comes to the community, because the community being one is what creates a body, right? Without community, you just have a family, but when it becomes a community, it becomes a body or an assembly, right? Then you get to a holy or sacred or set apart body or assembly, which means that this body and this assembly is set apart, right? So now, when we get to the balance, if we have a body or community, and everybody is a feet, we don't have knees. We're not gonna have no shoulders. We ain't gonna have no legs. You know what I mean? We're not gonna have everything that is needed for this body to walk properly. If everybody just the hands, you know what I mean? We don't have nobody to walk. If everybody is the head, we don't have no rest of the body. You know what I mean? So this is the importance of balance in everything that we do, but most importantly, within the Creator. Because He has gathered us all here together because we do things. Everybody does something different. This is what I was going to ask you, because I wanted to ask about what people's different gifts or their talents are, right? Because I can guarantee you that all of us that are here, and even those that are under the sound of my voice, none of us do all things. None of us do all the same things. We may have things in common, but I guarantee you each of our strengths are different. Right? And all of our weaknesses that we are supposed to use those weaknesses as a body and strengthen each other in those areas. So better at weaponry, that means that I'm weak in that area. Now I'm the person that is strong in that area. And guess what? He can help to balance me out in the places that I'm unbalanced, which would be right. Because I'm unbalanced in that. I don't have the expertise in that. But then again, I might be somebody I might just make staff, right? I might make staff for a living, and that might be something that I do for a living. He say, no, I don't do that for a living. Here's what I have done, you do that. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show him, hey, this is how you can when you go get pick up the staff, Do what you do, you sand it down, you spray it down, you do this, boom, boom, and now, you know the saying, we're only as great as our weakest link, or our weakest, we're only as great as the weakest member. Now we are all rising up together to a balanced level where we are all, right? But it only happens in that body, or that, and when I say body, I want you to think of a body. When I say body, think of a body, not like, you know, a bunch of people together. Think of an actual body. So now, when the Creator put us together, formed us from the dirt, or Elohim formed us from the dirt. Like I said, it was a very, 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 even all creation, the earth and everything was done down to a ants, right? We've been talking a lot about ants while we've been out here doing the feast. Ants, if you ever just cut the top off of an ant colony, right, you're going to see instantly you got some ants that's going to get more dirt to bring it back and to repair it, and then you have those that are inside of it, you know, doing what they need to do to repair what's there. Then you have those that are taking their kids and, you know, and they running away and putting away. And while watching ants, and this is something that I was doing, and actually, before I go any further, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9, and it's going to talk a little bit more about it. We're going to go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Ecclesiastes chapter 9. One second, I'm trying to find the exact words. Maybe in Proverbs, 1 second, so I can. I'm looking for the ants, so it says the ants. I got it right here in Proverbs, but I thought I seen it in Ecclesiastes or Proverbs 6. But it says that right here in Proverbs 30:25. It says the ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. The conies are for the feeble folk, yet make their houses in the rock. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them by bands. The spider takes hold with her hands and is in the king's palace. There be three things which go well, okay, four are commonly and going. But that's not the exact one I'm looking for. So if I can give you 1 second, I need to find that scripture. It's ants, but it's in a different okay, so we're going to go back to Proverbs 6. That's where it was, 6 and 6. Back to Proverbs chapter 6, and we're going to go to verse 6. Verse 6. I guess you can let me know when you got it. Yeah, we're going to go to Proverbs 6 and verse 6. Okay. So Proverbs verse 6 and 6 says this. It says, go to the end, you sluggard. It says, consider her ways and be wise. Right? So now we're talking about a body, we're talking about a testimony, we're talking about a colony here, right? That is supposed to be a representation for the Creator to the outside nation, that they may see what we are doing, how we are operating, and fashion themselves accordingly. Right? So now he says, go to the end, you sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which, having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provides her meat in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. Right? So he says that these ants, they don't have no guide, no overseer, no ruler. But yet they provide their meat in the summer and gather their food in the harvest. So now here we're getting a little glimpse of what the Creator was trying to do with his people. From the beginning, we're getting a glimpse of what the Creator is trying to do. So now understand. When I say body or no ruler or no, it says no guide, no overseer or ruler, it means that they don't have a head or a leader. What it means is that each of those ants are still working together, a part of the same body. Right? So then he says, provides her meat in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. Verse 9. How long will you sleep, O sluggard? Right? When will you arise out of your sleep? Yet a little sleep and a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall poverty come as one that travels, and your want as an armed man. Right? So, we have something that we can learn from the ant. It's to not be sluggish. Again, the Creator has given each and every one of us gifts and talents that we are to bring to the assembly. Right? In this day and age that we're living in, because we are not exactly in the same age that we were in when the law was given to us, but we are now making our way back to that place. And there are some things that we have to endure to get there. There's a wilderness that we have to go through to get there. There's some things that we have to take on together to get there, right? And it is these gifts and these different members of this body that the Creator is bringing together so that we can endure to do this. But we have to be in the mindset of body, assembly, and balance. So that everybody, no one is stepping on anyone's toes, but everybody's operating in their purpose, their position, and role. I want to say something that kind of blew me away, because this is my first time celebrating Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, this big, like this, on land, a part of a community. This is my first time experiencing it, period. Period. I have never experienced anything like this, and I'm not even going to get emotional because it brings a lot of joy to me when I talk about it, but I've never been a part of anything like this in this way. And when I got here, it was like, my family had just got back with me here. So, and that was maybe right before our ball. So it was maybe 2 days before the ball. The ball was on the 24th. The next after that, so before anybody had came to the land, I'm just looking around at the people that's there. You know what I mean? And how we're going to accomplish things. We had a meeting on who's going to do this, who's going to do this part, who's going to do this, everybody's going to do this, or the things that needed to be done. That's what we spoke about. We spoke about the things that needed to be done, right? So, and that's just the people that said, listen, we just, okay, this is what we need to do. We got to train, make sure we do what we need to do. It was spoken, right? All these things were brought forth in front of the Creator. These are the things that we need. We know the labor is few. We know we got a lot of people coming here. These are the things that are going to be needed during this time. So these are the things that I'm looking at, I'm observing from watching back, and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know how we can operate. I've never been a part of it, but you will see. Now I will do whatever I'm supposed to do at the best of my ability. Everybody has that. So then we get to the day, I think it's, the day of the ball. That day, or the day before the ball, it started to rain. Right? Another one of those things we're talking about with rain. Okay? A lot of times when it rains, those cloudy and stuff like that, there's a time to reflect. That's why when it rains, you feel like, everybody feels like they're having a bad day or there's energy. It's just time to reflect, that's it. But when the sun out, we all good. Then when the sun go away, we kind of get into this, place of, isolation and just reflect. So I'm saying all that to say it started raining. First, before everybody even got here, it started raining, so we had to get all these tents up. We had to get, we had to get everything set up for the people that was coming. We had to get everything set up. It was only at that time, what? It's living on the land is only what? 1, 2, 3, 4 men, right? 4 men, period, right now. And we had to get all of these tents up. But hence, my wife and my family and my children had just got here as well. So my hands is full there. I wasn't able to help as much to put the tents up. You know what I mean? At that time, like I said, we just got moving in and everything squared away, trying to get everything prepared for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is important. There was something that had to be out. So, you have to focus on these things. So we get to, the brothers get the tents up, in the rain. It was a spirit of unity. Even when people started to come, when people started to get out and they started to see what was going on, it was like everybody was helping each other. Once I did come outside, everybody was helping each other in the rain, making sure, Princess was sweeping water outside outside of the tent, you know what I'm saying, for the people. But everybody was coming together and working together to do that. You follow me? It's not a coincidence that certain things take place at the time that they do. It's to show us something. For the Creator to show us the things that are truly most important. Is that we are able to work together as a body. Even when everybody may not agree to a certain extent. He wants to see a nation that can stick together, period. Can you stick together? I can fix everything up, but can you stick together? Are you able to weather the storm? Are you able to get out in the rain, everybody get out in the rain, and say, yo, listen, bro, everybody needs, we all need each other, everybody needs to be able to sleep in peace and be comfortable. You know what I mean? And so that was the first thing I seen coming in to, getting ready for Passover. Well, it amazed me. I was like, cool. Next day I'm meditating on it, and I'm like, wow, this is up. Right the next day, it was still muddy and stuff like that, but I believe the next day, or the next day I think the sun came out, and everybody was able to enjoy themselves. We had the ball, we were able to do everything we wanted to do. So now moving forward, to getting ready for Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I'm new here, so I'm still learning a lot of people. I'm learning everybody. I know other than Princess, Nasik, and Nasik Amuna, and Yahoo. I'm getting to know everybody else. I didn't know anybody else coming in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that was here was new, but nobody here was new. First time meeting everybody, but it wasn't my first time meeting. Because I seen, like Nasik Amuna, her family came in. You know what I mean? And when they came, I was amazed because out of everything that we named that we needed to make sure was done, nobody even mentioned anything about firewood. Nobody mentioned anything else. It wasn't mentioned. The Creator still knew what was needed. We didn't talk about that, you know what I'm saying? So that was something that, we didn't even realize we needed until we seen what they were doing. And I was amazed at that because it was like everybody was fitting in right where they went. Without even us having to say, hey, man, we need some fire. We didn't even know we needed firewood until they was doing it. You know what I'm saying? But by the time that y'all was doing it, we seen that's what y'all do. According even to y'all's word, that's what you do. And so it amazed me to be able to see the Creator and how well He divides it, how well He puts things together, even when we're not thinking about it. You know what I mean? Things that, like I said, happen to help keep watch. And say that. To help us keep watch. It's a blessing to be able to see brothers. Not they get here and then they're like, oh, look what we need. Oh, we gotta go back and get it. This is how the Creator operates. He sends us what we need. We just have to be in the right position, the right place, and play our part, play our role. Then we'll have balance. The only time we have balance, or we have unbalance, is if any of us try to play anything outside of our role. Like me, if I try to play like I'm the head of this house, I'll be out of balance. Everything will be out of balance. Because I'm not the head of this house, this land, this place, and nothing. So if I try to play that role, it'll be out of balance. But it goes from the head all the way to the bottom. So if you're fortunate to say, you don't do everything else, but you got some fire, take that fire. If you're what you do is cooking, I can cook, I can keep this, and do this, take that, But it's about us understanding balance with each other, right? Balance with each other. Not requiring certain things of each other that we might not, or places even expectations. Because we have to be balanced in everything that we do, right? So that's amazing, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like the Father literally gave us everything that we needed as a people. Now, yes, at the end, are we tired? It was. Yes. When the clouds came out, did it play a part? Yes. But look outside there. It's only that as it always will be. We all made it through the holiday. And with this being the last days, and I'm speaking specifically to those in this house, but I'm speaking to the world, wherever you are, wherever you celebrate, whatever you're doing. Remember to keep balance, because that is what the Creator is looking for within His people. It's balance. That's all He looking for. I know what I'm saying. But, you know, the Father has me there for a reason. It's obviously, there's something to be said about it. But yeah, so, verse 7, he says, having no guide, overseer, or ruler, eyes are meeting this moment, the end is the most successful, probably, thing on earth. Smallest though, but the most successful period. Anything on earth can die right now, and the ants are gonna be on top of it. You know what I mean? They're gonna take care of whatever. If everything on earth right now was to die, the ants of the earth will take care of it and do away with everything. Smallest thing on earth, the most powerful. But we are to mimic that. And when we get into that place of truly operating that faith, of course, the law is what keeps us down. I'm not saying that. I'm only speaking on the spiritual thing, because we have to take the law and now we have to place balance within each other and understand it with balance. So, like I said, we're a body of people. I was amazed with everything that I've seen, and like I said, as it kept going, it just as the week kept going, things kept getting more and more amazing for me, because I was just talking to people, hey, how's it been? And everybody was saying the same thing. Everybody was saying, hey, this is the first time I've ever been a part of a high holy day, and it felt like it. I had some people come to me and say, hey, I've been to, we done fellowship with other places and been to other places, and it's never been this. But everybody was saying the same thing. What everybody felt was unity. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that made this what it was. But there was the spirit of unity, a spirit of oneness, spirit of balance. You know, if somebody said, hey, can you do this? And they like, man, my hand's tied right now. Oh, don't worry about it, I got it. That's what the Creator is looking for. He's looking for us to say, all right, boom, I see what they got going. Let me leave that alone. Is anybody else available? No? Okay, then I guess I'm gonna go and take it. You know? Because us living in this time that we are in right now, because we don't have any priesthood, we don't have any true temple yet, or a place that He has placed His name as of now, that He has revealed. Because we don't have any of that, what does that show us? What does that show that the Creator is doing with us? The simple fact that all of us have made all the mistakes that we made in our life, and we are still right here right now, able to try and do this. But at one point in time, it ain't gonna try. You know, one point in time, there was no another try. So He has given us time to make mistakes that we need to do to get to that balance. Because the moment you became unbalanced, it's a wrap. So we learn how to be balanced on the moon. But now He has given us a chance to learn how to balance. Why is it? What does that show in the time we're in? Anybody? Does that show anything? That what I'm explaining, does it show us anything about the time we're in? So it's preparation. In what way?
For that time when we will actually be together in that. So,
They can't hear you.
Come on.
Yeah, they can't hear you. Way like that.
You gotta sit in power.
You're right here. We're recording from here.
Oh, record from here. This is
Mike.
record.
It's recording, but the mic is here.
Okay. So you can just
I'm saying that the Creator is allowing us all these things to happen with us, and at this time and place in history, because it is preparing us for that time when we will be actually leading in that land and bringing others with us. So this is a definite time for us. Absolutely.
preparation. Preparation. And then what? Think about what went into coming out of Egypt. Right? So when we came out of Egypt, he said, now this is gonna be the first, this is your beginning. In the end, where you find me. But he said, this right here is the end of your slavery. Next day, New Year. Well, in the 14th day. Going into this is gonna be a new year for you. So that is the next point that you made, is that it is preparation. Right? It's preparation for the thing. It shows us one other thing. It's something I'm looking for specific. That was part of it, but it's another thing I'm looking for specific. It starts with an M.
Mercy.
There we are. Mercy. Yep. And y'all on the same page. Same time. It shows mercy. Now, last time we were talking about an image. Right? We were talking about what image is it that we're supposed to show. What is the image of the Creator? The image of the Creator is whatever spirit he's in at that time. So if the Creator is in the spirit of war right now, then that means we need to be putting on the spirit of war. Right? If the Creator is in the spirit of hey, I need y'all to go slaughter everybody, kids, children, everything, then that's the spirit that we must take on in that time, because that's what the Creator is. If the Creator is now dealing with us in the state of mercy, we must now put on that spirit and image of mercy, because that's the place that He has us in. That's the place that He's in with us. So we must always strive to mirror that image that the Creator is presenting. He's given us mercy to make the mistakes as we correct them. Get what? As well as everything went with this feast day, there was probably still a lot of things that we've done wrong. Right? Probably still a lot of things that we've done wrong in the Cashapp, Maybe. But get what? The next day, everybody woke up. Nobody's firstborn was taken. Nobody's family member was taken. Nobody lost anybody. Everybody woke up. Father has shown us mercy. So we must operate now in that spirit as a body of people with and amongst each other. What makes us unrighteous is when we do something the Creator can do. It is the Creator, and whatever He is presenting us, whatever He's giving to us, that is what we must give out as well. When the Father says, hey, no more peace, time for war, that means everybody must then put on that spirit of war and be ready. Right? However that may be. Whatever war that is. Whatever type of war, be ready for it. Because we're always in a war. We're in a war right now. We're in a constant war. In the place of the Spirit, the Father's dealing with us. Before I move forward, does anyone have a comment on that? What I'm saying? Just one screen. Nobody have a comment or anything so far? Does it make sense what I'm saying? At least okay. Sometimes it makes sense. You don't got to say that. I just want to make sure it makes sense. All right. So now I want to speak a little bit more on this thing. Because, like I said, none of us is perfect. We all make mistakes, and we all will still make mistakes, But what the Creator is looking for in His people, and the people that He going, and the remnant of the remnant that we talk about and that we pray to be, what He's looking for is that remnant. It's people that can display His image. We have a lot of people outside of here and outside of the people that are under the sound of my voice. People that profess the same walk that we walk, right? And they don't have the spirit of mercy, right? Of course, the Creator is the great, the terrible, the war, all of it. But it also talks so much about His mercy, grace, kindness, these things. It's a balance. But you have so many of our people that only walk on one side when it comes to that balance, right? And so, again, I know that we're all have been brought together because we all have things in common, right? We have all went through some of the same things in common. So He says, look, gather yourselves together, O nation, not desire. Gather yourselves together, O nation, not desire. And now we say, yeah, nation. A lot of us that are in this room is not desired by people that are by the different bodies that you were a part of. You were not desired.
The nation he's talking about gathering itself together, it ain't the whole nation, but we know all this is not it. So he's talking about the nation that is not desired. And a lot of times, like I said, we want to give it to the outside, the outside nation. The outside nation gonna do what they think. They're gonna do what they do. That's the purpose, to be the outside. But again, a lot of us have been not desired by the others and the other bodies or the other places that we have been. And that is why the Creator has brought us together. Those that are under the sound of my voice, those that are here right now presently, those that are sitting outside, He has brought all of us here together. We all have certain things that we have been through. It gives us the understanding that we have to show mercy to one another. Now, yes, there's going to be a lot of things that may be done. And it may start a fire in your heart. You ready to? But most of the time may say, you know what, it's time for that. Or he may say, you know what, this. I told somebody this at work last night. Everything like this. And I'm learning that even more every day. Like every day right now. Everything we go through in life. So even when, and he knows how to test it. Sometimes some of the things that we go through or experience, they bring out that side of us and make us want to just, sometimes that can be a test as well. But let's see how long suffering we can be. How long suffering can we be? The Creator is long suffering, but how long suffering can we be? With each other. Before we're ready to, they ain't getting it. This is what people done to us. That's a body. They talk to everybody here. This is why we are here. But are we going to become the same thing that has been done to us? This is that balance. Now, I'm not talking about people that are just unrighteous. I'm not talking about the people that are at the bottom of the mountain worshiping the golden calf. I'm speaking to those that are here now, under the sound of my voice, that I know or that I speak to be at least seeking the Creator in His right. Right? We all were brought here from different times, different places. We all are here right now with different understandings on certain things, or been to walk this long, not been to walk this long. But as Chris always said, there's a certain essence that's been here with us for very long, longer than all of us here. There's an essence. And that is what has brought us together. It's the essence. Not none of us what we done did, none of them. It's all of our essence that draw or drew us or gathered us together. So we must keep that at the forefront to keep the balance. If we don't keep that at the forefront, we'll start to become off balance. Everybody will start to become uncomfortable. People are going to start to feel like, man, you know, it's a lot of things that come with it when we get unbalanced. As an individual, that trickles into the family, home, then trickles into community. Right? Because regardless, we have to stick together. We have to. We have to stick together in this body. And so now, like I said, I know I'm kind of going, but here it is. Now we're going to Ecclesiastes 9, but before I move forward, does anybody have anything to say? Any comments, any questions, anything?
How do you tie all this in?
Because again, I taught it to Pesach. I taught it in the Pesach as far as us getting ready to leave out of bondage.
Teach it. Don't talk it. Just teach it to us. And tie it all together.
Okay, so now, with everything that I've said so far, about us being balanced, about us showing mercy, when we came out to the Father gave us a command. We gave what? He said, "Give us strength, man. I show mercy upon you, so give us mercy upon those that are around you." Right? Before we came out of Egypt, we were in a bondage. Right? So I'm saying to say that we're in a bondage before this new year. We have all been in a bondage, and some of us may the leaven and the leaven and the unleavened bread is symbolic of bondage. Those that have been saved. That's what it's symbolic of. The bondage is the leaven. The leaven is what keeps us oppressed. The leaven is what keeps us in a place of not being able to balance function properly. It keeps us in a place of not being able to be profitable. It keeps us in that. then you have those that eat of the unleavened bread. The unleavened bread are the things that I'm speaking to you now. The leavened bread are the things we talked about in the beginning. Things that made us prideful, the things that, killing the innocent, shedding blood. A lot of us, those things. You can go back and, read it. But I'm bringing it together because, again, all I'm saying is that it's time to come out of bondage. It's time to come out of spiritual bondage. It is time to come out of bondage and stop placing each other in bondage. But for each of us to seek and walk this walk together to the best of our ability, through mercy, as the Creator is correcting us each time. I know that this is not my first time celebrating Cashapp, but it is my first time doing it like this. But this Cashapp didn't even go the same way last time, or the year before that. So that means that each year there is more change. There's always more time to evolve. But we have to be merciful with each other and give each other that same patience to do that. Because we have all come out of this bondage together. So we must now all walk into the newness of life together, showing mercy to our neighbor, the stranger, the person that's around us. All right? So that is all I'm trying to tell you. How am I going to have on this speech?
What the others are not trying to see what it is that you're trying to do. If we are giving instructions for us all, have mercy and kind to others. But then there are others who just want to fight, just want to abuse. How do you deal with that relations?
So for those that want to fight and abuse, a lot of things we take upon ourselves. We take it personal, right? Every man and woman is fighting their own battle within themselves. We take it personal. So like the law says, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, right? It says eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. What you do, we take that on and say, okay, you do with me, I'm with you. What it means is whatever you do is what's going to come back to you. Whatever I do is what's going to come back to me. So if you do something to me and I try to take vengeance on you because I feel like you deserve it, I still got another vengeance coming my way too because that's what I'm doing. But if a person does something to me and they want to fight and they want to abuse, they're really fighting and abusing themselves. Because if you have people around you that are willing to be something, like you always say, at the end of the day, people will weed themselves out. The wicked will weed themselves out. Sometimes we want to just talk, but let them resolve their way out. They will. So that we can remain in our right. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes that's why I say sometimes like we can be right, not righteous, but we want to keep our right, even right. So again, the vengeance, that's why he says in the law, he says, avenge not, nor hold a grudge against our neighbor. So guess what that means? I gotta have mercy with my brother. If you're gonna hit me or you're gonna abuse me, I don't have to keep letting him punch me and be separate. I can distance myself. But again, all we can do is plant the seed. We just started a garden here. And of course, we want everything to grow. We want every single seed that we plant to grow. But every single seed that ain't gonna grow. It's not. So if it don't grow, it's gonna wither away. It's gonna die. Period. And I ain't even gotta touch it. I don't even have to put my hands on nothing on it. I just have to dry out and die. Because guess what? If I don't, I may end up damaging myself. I may end up damaging the people around me, my spirit, and the spirits of those around me. And then I may also put myself in a place, in a position where I may do something that the Creator doesn't see fit, that He doesn't see right. So to keep myself from going down that path, this is why the Creator said, let me fight for God. When the Creator wanted to really show what He was about, Israel never had to even lift a hand. When He wanted to really show what He was about. Now, if you want to fight, I'll be with you, but you ain't got to fight. If you want to go to war, I will be with you. And I will bring you out on the other side, but you ain't even got to be with me. So when we look at Alpha or not, when we look at what somebody does to us, when we feel like, okay, I'm going to make you, or you did to me, I'm going to show you that, I'm going to let you do it, that still goes into something is rising inside of us and saying, hey, you can't do this. You can't do this. Anybody can do what they want to do. It's just how we respond. You get what I'm saying? Anybody can do what they want to do. But again, It's how we respond and how we overcome ourselves is what really plays a part at the end of the day. Right? You know what I'm saying? I tell you all day long, man, anybody gonna touch me, anybody gonna do nothing, somebody can walk around. That means he can. But now once he does that, what am I doing now? If I say, oh nah, people will say, like, man, I slap, you need to slap. You get a room, so, you know what I mean? You get slapped though. And you hear the room say, and people doing this, and, you know, so maybe you say, no, and then say this, you know, you ready to put your hands on them and show them, yeah, nah, you're not about what you're not about what you think, you know. That's how we can operate. And then the room see it, because sometimes you get slapped, you be by yourself, and you let them, you know, and you work. But get slapped in front of a crowd. Then you gotta do one of them. You gotta do that. That's what you gotta do.
So you teaching us to do something smack?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, people are going to do what they do. So if somebody slaps you, you can slap them back. But understand this: if you slap them back, only slap them back if you're creative to. If he tell you don't slap him back, then you like, nah, boy. Then he's going to require you. He's going to require to do what you did. That's all. I ain't saying let you slap you around on none of that. What I'm saying is this: there are certain things that we must endure to display the image. There's certain things we have to overcome or go through to display the image, to maintain the image. That's all I'm saying. So again, I'm saying, if somebody do something to you, you can do what you want. I'm not here to tell nobody what to not do, what to do. I'm only here to share what happens when you do. You know what I'm saying? So somebody slapping in the face, you slap back, and then y'all get the brawling, and then now he pull out something. You didn't even know he had it. But you heard that in the background. You heard that that it hit, you know, it hit you hard. So you said, you know what? You did it, do what you did. Did it, you took everything off, you taking everything off, passing it out.
Once he pull that thing out, y'all fighting, you ain't taking nothing off.
No, I'm saying before you get to the fight.
Or you
He done slapped it out. So now you get that boom in the back. And you get ready to do your thing, you want to show him something. You want to show him what you about.
that ego.
There you go. That ego, you want to show him what you're about. So now, while y'all get the tussling, he started doing it. He started pulling up the sleeve on you. And now you're like, oh man, you're trying to take it back, and it didn't even work. Nah, but it's too late now. You know what I mean? It's too late now. So all I'm saying is, sometimes having that balance will also be that wisdom. You know, there's a time and a place for it. There's a time for peace, there's a time for war. But even if it's a time for war, be a war. But if it's a time for peace and somebody else brings war to your doorstep, you still want to be ready for peace. Because that's the time that we're in. Everybody ain't be at peace because it's a time for peace. But if it's a time for peace, don't let somebody disrupt your peace. That makes sense? So, yes, moving along. Anybody any comments or questions before I move on? How long have I been talking? I told y'all before I started. What? It's what? Hour 30 minutes. I've been talking.
The people wasn't here, so you got do your lesson. You got it.
Dang. Is there any okay, no comments right now. Anybody have any questions? If not, we're going to move over to Proverbs 11. And we're going to read it. We're going to read down a little bit. We're going to read down Proverbs 11. Right now, everybody still understands where I'm at, and they're following. Right?
Okay, 11 and unleavened.
11, unleavened, balanced, unbalanced, and time, everything.
Okay.
So now, can somebody read for me a little bit of this? Reading a little bit of Proverbs chapter 11, we're gonna move down, and when I say Proverbs,
I'll do it. Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Most High, but a just weight is his delight. When pride cometh, Then cometh shame.
So he says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame. That's what we just talked about. Now, somebody smack you in the face, that pride rises up in you, and you ready to do something to them, and you actually beat them up. They just slap you, but you beat them up because they put their hands on you, and you feel like you should have did that. Who are you going to do that? Disrespect. And he pull out that profile. He pull out that gun. He pull out the gun on you, and he actually takes a shot at you. You get shot. That's going to humble you very quickly. Even if he does not shoot you, by him pulling out the gun, it's going to humble you very quickly, especially if you don't have it. It's going to humble you. But then it brings on a different humility. Because it wasn't the unprivate humility where you could have said at first, I don't even want no trouble. You said, nah, I don't want the trouble. And now he's pulled out his gun, you have been humbled. But it's a different type of humility. This is like definitely now. This is what we call shame. Shame is also another form of humility, but it only comes when we are prideful first. Once we're prideful, and then the Creator shows us what we really are, then we have to put our head down. It's humility, but it's a different type of humility. And this is what we call shame. So when the Word says you're going to be covered in shame for not listening, that means that when He shows you He was right, you're going to still have to be humble, but it's just going to feel different. It ain't going to feel like, man, I'm grown. You're going to feel like, man, I'm tripping. I need to grow. You know? And so these are the differences between the leaven and the unleavened. The humility, and then you have the shame humility. I'm just showing you the different sides of bringing it all. But how can we keep going? It says, when pride comes, then comes shame. Next.
Can I comment on that real quick? The best example that I could think of is when I was younger. If you slapped me, you was through that ground. Now, if you slap me, I got to think about my family. I got to think about my wife. I got to think about my children and our future children to come. Am I going to risk my life on getting slapped when you probably didn't even move my head with your little slap? Right. So that's what I think you're going with it. I could be wrong.
Exactly. No, it's exactly.
Everything don't need to do what you did back then. You know, so.
No, because even in that, like I said, the conversation is still going to be the same thing. If you stop the fight before it even becomes a fight, you say, man, I don't need to do this. It ain't not working. I don't need to do this. You're going to have the same conversation if you go through. And like you said, lose your life for your family. And then you sit in the cell and you're talking to your family on the phone and you say, I should have did it.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It's going to be a different energy. So this is the difference between the shame and the humility. If we just walk humble, the Creator won't have to force us to be humble. He won't have to force us to have to sit back and then got to sit for a while to really ponder and meditate on this one thing. But we did. That is shame. Shame is something that we have to experience and meditate on for a while. Because we wish you to be humble first. And now we got to sit, replay it over and over, replay it again, apologize to what we apologize to, make things right, and still have to go through a feeling of loss because we made it right in the heart. You get what? The Creator lifted his hand up. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't lifted his hand up and said, you know what? Okay, now you can go and try it again. You don't never want to be found in that place. You don't never want to be found in that place. Creator has Lord. So now that you can keep going.
But with the lowly is wisdom.
But with the lowly is wisdom. Right? It's crazy. I was outside yesterday when I was cutting grass around with a speed break. And as I got closer to like the baby sheep, he literally, like, the closer I got, first he was trying to run away. The closer I got to him with the lawnmower, he would just kneel down and kind of submit himself. He would just kneel down, submit himself, that showed that he surrenders everything, you know? And it made me think, like, wow, that's pretty wild for an animal to do in any circumstance. To never show, like, he knows that this lawnmower is dangerous, but like the dogs that's outside, they'll come up against the lawnmower and you all right. Dang, not knowing that if you get closer up to this lawnmower, this is gonna take off a few teeth, it's gonna be a lot of things that come with it. But the lamb is dead. Anytime I got real close to it, he knew it was a wrap, he would just lay there and really bend his legs and knee. So I just thought that was wise and it made me think of that when it said with lowly is wisdom. Those that carry themselves and don't mind bowing down, even if we are bowing down, or even if we are of a higher status than we feel we are, to bow down, to lower yourself, to lower whatever is coming from us, is wisdom. Now we're not gonna do that every time, but it's wisdom, still is wisdom when we realize, and go back and do it. So verse 3, keep going.
Hold on 1 second. There you go. You coming back now. Hopefully they heard you. The last part. They should have.
Okay, well, the last part real quick. But with the lowliness, when we lower the negative and the darker frequencies and vibrations within us, we lower the pride, we lower the ego. That is what verse 3.
Verse 3. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them.
So now, it says the integrity of the
Upright.
Upright. Mine says the Yasharim.
Mm-hmm.
And the integrity of the upright shall guide them. That's what we were just talking about. When Prince said, hey, well, what if somebody slapped you? What if somebody put their hand on you? He just said the integrity of the Yasharim or the upright shall guide them. Right? But the perverseness of the transgressors shall destroy them. Not, I'm going to destroy them, they will destroy themselves. This kingdom, this wicked kingdom that we are not a part of, but are inside of, is going to destroy itself. You get what I'm saying? The system we're a part of that has a people and the entire world is going to destroy itself. The problem comes in when we try to put our hand into destroying it. Unless the Creator tell you to do it. But if he don't tell you to do it, he got it. Darkness can only stand for so long before it's. And when there becomes enough light into the earth, no choice but to run. Until light fills the whole entire earth. So darkness can only run until it gets to the corner. Once you get to the corner of the earth, the light's still coming, he's going to eventually fall off. Or he will destroy himself. So that he is not touched by light, not burned. Transgressors shall destroy them. It says the perverse transgression shall destroy them. But get what? They might slap you, and you let them go. Right? And that's the Father showing them mercy. And they try to gain somebody else. That person has to take them out. Till then. But we felt like, oh nah, you gotta give us what you deserve. They got something coming. You was just the last stop. So moving on.
Verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
It says riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. I was at work about a week ago, right? And I actually told Prince about this, and I told Yahoo about it. We was it was a few weeks ago. I worked at Waffle House, I worked third shift, so I worked at night. There was a guy that came into the store. And we had a good conversation, everything was good and everything, everything was cool. He left out the store without paying, right? Now in my mind, I'm not thinking nothing of the situation. I'm thinking, okay, cool, he tried to set an ATM, get money for a tip or something like that, because that's what happens a lot. That's what happens most commonly. People come in and they may not come in with a tip, but me and my personality, most people are like, man, I want to give you a good tip. So people will leave and they'll come back. Go get the money they need, cash, and do like that. He came back. When he came back, I was, I joked, what I'm saying? I said, you had to go and I said, you have to go and yeah. I said, you have to go to the ATM or do what you need to do. And he was like, he just laughed it off. laughed it off. I didn't know what he went to go do or nothing. He paid for the stuff, left. 20 minutes later, he came back in different, now this was white man, you know, cool me, but he just, you know, white man, you know, left. And he came back. When he came back, he was in completely different clothes. First, he was in there with a t-shirt and everything. He came back in his overalls. And he got out the car, he rushed out the car, slammed the door, he came back in. And as soon as he came in, he said, I need to talk to you right now. We sat down with him, and he said, you know what you did? I said, what I did? He said, you misjudged me. I said, misjudged you? What you mean? He got embarrassed when I asked if he needed to go to the ATM, if he went to the ATM to go get money. In his mind. Now I ask that to people all the time, but they don't say anything about it. But in his mind, he was offended that he was already having a bad day. Right? So when he left, he told me that when he left the store, he didn't go to the ATM. He actually went to handle a serious situation. So when he came back, and I made the comment and said, hey, you got to go to the ATM, he was already having a bad day. So what I said was just a reason for him to just unleash everything that he was feeling. He came back to the store with a gun. As he was talking to me at the table, I said, man, I didn't offend you. I didn't judge you, man. I'm tiptoeing, like, hey, man, you know. Then I had to realize, because in my mind, I'm like, man, I ain't offend you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying to you to get, you know. And if I would have had that spirit, because I said it, I fixed my lips. I fixed my lips and I was about to say, hey, man, I don't know what you talking. As soon as I said, hey, man, I don't know, he started to pull his shirt. And he said, that word is this. He said, me and you are in a diamond right
In what?
now. In a diamond. That's how you know. That's context to the situation. And the type of person I'm dealing with, he said, diamond. He didn't say walk on it. He said, diamond. So we are in a diamond right now, just me and you. He said, that's a very dangerous place to be. I said, you all right? So when he started reaching up, as I was trying to like defend myself or speak for myself, he started reaching up, right? As soon as I seen that, I stopped talking. Right? As soon as I stopped talking and just started letting him listen, he put the church. No, I'll let him speak. Let him speak. Look. For real. But look, I'm something. Can we just read it? So I'm probably the big right, but he said, deliver. What is that?
Deliver from death.
For righteousness delivers from death. So when I started to listen to him, just let him get it out without me trying to say, hey, come on, man, they gotta do me. I let him speak. And as I let him speak, he was able to get out the pressure that was built up from before he even walked back in the store. Because his problem really wasn't with me. It's just whoever he had a problem with, he couldn't really handle it. So the next easiest target is the guy that's sitting over here at the bottom house. Did something to me, you know? So I started listening to him. By the end of the conversation, he said, he said something in my exact words. I said, yeah, man. I said, the creator, he moves in very mysterious ways at all times. As soon as I said that, he looked up. He says, yeah, I knew you was a man of the, he said, his words was, I knew you was a man of the God. He said, I just been having a bad day. This is what I had going on. I had to go leave for an emergency, and he was upset. So he was waiting for somebody to invalidate the reason that he was upset. You know what I'm saying? So I was almost about to invalidate that. It would have been unrighteous for me to do it. Even though I know that, man, I don't even know it. But it would have been unrighteous for me to not hear him out. It would have been unrighteous for me to discard how he feels. You follow me? It would have been unrighteous for me to do that. So because I listened, it then showed him an image where he said, man, I know that you was a man of. He said, because I'm a man of the
Oh,
No. So
Man
I
of
said,
war.
okay, well, that's what he said. Oh, right. But in that moment, whoever it is, let me know I appreciate it. But but no, seriously, that's what he said. And when he walked out, he said, I gotta give you a hug. Same hug, you know. So he came in and ready to take my life. Then he was thanking me by the end of the conversation from just listening to him, hearing his whole mood had changed. Whatever he was bothered by, he was unbothered by it anymore, just because somebody had said and showed him, like I said, I didn't invalidate what he was saying. Even though I knew for a fact you tripping. But because I did not, I tried to stay in my righteousness and just be there for another vessel and allow him to get out whatever it was he needed to get out. So most of the time, when people have pressure, you just have to get it out. Once you get it out, it's like a balloon. Once the balloon is, you just get out. But you know what I'm saying? But if you don't let a person get it out, the pressure will always remain. And if I would have not let him get it out, it would have remained and it would have built until that pipe busted and he put up that revolver that I felt like he had. That's the type of gun. And when I looked at him, he said, Diner, I figured he got a revolver. And the way he came up to me and said what he said, he was gonna do what he needed to do, and that was gonna be it. And so, yeah, I'm thankful for the creator for sparing me in the moment. But that is just to show that most times, it ain't always gonna be like your life being taken in that way. But your righteousness will always deliver you in any situation. Keep going, I don't have too much longer to go.
The-
Go ahead.
I think wisdom will always deliver you up. You know,
Right.
wisdom. Righteousness too, but righteousness is wisdom.
There you go. There you
It
go.
will always deliver you. And when you were talking, I was thinking about we have this saying, you can't fight with fight.
Right.
And also, what came to me was he that live by the sword will die by the sword. So you're gonna tussle and maybe
Both of y'all laying down.
right. Yeah.
You laying down there.
So you gotta use wisdom. It doesn't, no matter how offended you know, in dealing with
I agree completely. And I'll take it even a step further. Instruction in wisdom is what equals right. When you place the two together, because like you just said, when we read Proverbs, said, my son, forsake not my instruction, nor the Torah of your mother. Right? Wisdom is always referred to a what?
Woman.
A woman. Wisdom is always referred to a woman. Instruction is always referred to a man. The man gives the instruction, and the woman is supposed to, the man gives the instruction to the house. And the woman is supposed to nurture that instruction or be that wisdom of the household to implement the things that the father or the head of that household has instructed. And then in that, they can produce righteousness in their children. Right? So that is, I agree with you when you say, wisdom is what saves us. Instruction in wisdom creates righteousness. And then when that is seen, that is when we are delivered out of these situations. Because I can even be very, I can have the instructions or the knowledge, not have the wisdom, you know what I mean? And still would have ended up in a bad position. Because knowledge is only to know something. But wisdom is how to apply it to what you know? And that's what we have been missing a lot throughout our entire history as a people. We've had the instruction, we just haven't had the wisdom on how to go about it. So keep going. We're now in verse
5. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness.
We said the same thing again. Again, the Creator wants to fight each and every battle we have. He wants to, but we continue stepping away from doing it. If we stop stepping in the way and just walking out righteousness, you know what? He says, the righteousness of the perfect, he said, the righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own way. So if somebody's doing wickedly, they're gonna fall by their own. Everybody's gonna be justified by what they do. Never by what somebody has done. Only by what you have done. Only by what you have said. Only by what we have lived. And if we could keep that mindset, we could be in a place in a state of peace at all times. Because no matter what, we understand that, okay, if something does happen to me, it's supposed to happen to me. If somebody is doing something, the Creator has already brought us all together on certain paths, certain journeys, and He's taking us to the same. But once He brings people around us, we can never forget where we are, regardless. Even if you further thousand years ahead, further than the next person that come in here, because like Chris said last night, many other people are pretty thinking. But He's not going to send them ready. He's not going to send them that way. But they have to get ready. And guess what? The Creator has a divine way, like I said, we planted this garden here. And we want these plants to grow, these seeds to grow. All of them not going to grow. It's something they all the ones that do grow. But guess what? When it's time to reap the harvest, those that took the water, that soaked the water up, soaked up the sun when it was there with the sun, and took it in the water when it was time to take it in. They go every day. The women go over there and they water the garden and they walk away. They don't water the garden and then stand over and wait for it. They water it and walk away. This is how we must operate when it comes to how we go about things in this time. In this time. Only because, again, Creator is going to send the people that are supposed to be where they are, where they're supposed to be here. He's going to send other people wherever they're supposed to be. But this is for every congregation. This is for everybody else. You have to be able to use wisdom. You have to be able to just water it and let the Creator shine the sun on it. Let Him do it. He's going to do it. But when you try to plant it, water it, go get you by your light, put a light on it, we are now trying to play the Creator role. And just He is the divine source. He is the one that says when it's gonna rain, when it's not gonna rain. Unless you plant growing stuff yourself in your house and you gotta do it, you have to leave it. But anything that He has done, that we are planting into His ground, into His soil, we must let Him water it. Not planting, but we plant the seed, but let Him water. Now let's keep going.
6. The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness. When the wicked man dieth, his expectations shall perish, and the hope of unjust men perisheth.
Here, you know what? The scripture says that when a wicked man dies, his expectation shall perish. Right? So now, when we would put to death, when we would go out to these nations and put these nations to death, we put them to death with the understanding that when you kill a person, you're killing the wickedness or the evil that is within that person. We're separating wickedness or evil away from the congregation of Israel. But He says here, when a wicked man dies, whether it's at your hand or period, his expectations shall perish. And the hope of unjust men perishes. So regardless, if a person is not on the side of the Creator, they will perish point blank period. Because the Creator, He lives in all things that are living. Anything that is already dead, or anything that is walking in the state of deadness, or anything that is dead tree, it no longer has any connection. So the only thing it's good for, like these trees that we still have laying around, that's dead around the property, or even the ones that's in the wilderness that are dead, they still in the midst of the rest of them. They're dead. They have no power. They have nothing they can do. The only thing that can happen from this point is we can go out and pick them out and put them in the fire. The only thing we can do is that point. But I'm saying that to say that, like I said, it's going to be wickedness wherever we are. But we must allow the Creator to deal with that person, whether He wants to redeem them or if He wants them to be gone. We don't have to. Verse 8, and then I think we got verse 8.
The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead.
The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked comes in his stead. Verse 9.
And a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, But through knowledge shall the just be delivered.
He says the hypocrite will not destroy his neighbor. Why? What would be some of y'all's understanding when it says a hypocrite with his mouth destroys his neighbor? Why would a hypocrite's mouth destroy his neighbor? Why would a hypocrite's mouth destroy his neighbor?
Because he's perhaps teaching something that he's not doing or putting out a false expectation when he's not doing it. And it's putting a ceiling for the person that he's teaching and not allowing that person to truly know that his steps to get to what he's speaking of.
Right. Perfect. Actually, can you say that one more time? Again.
So the hypocrite is putting out a false expectation and is putting a ceiling on the person that he's speaking to, causing that person to actually not progress due to the false expectation.
And that's one of the most perfect ways to put it. Now, this is the thing. We've all been a part of congregations where we witnessed a lot of hypocrisy, right? And so therefore, because there was so much hypocrisy that was going on, we felt like we could no longer grow in that congregation. It destroyed us. Because those that are truly speaking to be right, anytime you're dealing with somebody that says one thing to you, and they do the same thing, and they don't not do the same thing, I'm saying they do the same thing and don't correct it. Because the thing is, we can all do the same thing, as long as we all can correct it as well. But the problem comes into play when we are not able to correct it, right? And so when we was a part of certain with certain people, you know, and there was a lot of hypocrisy that was going forward. Like the scripture says, oppression will make a wise man mad, but people are only feeling oppressed because, again, we've had people in our prior lives that have told us things, that were saying things, and doing the completely opposite. And if you endure that for long enough, it will drive you crazy. It will put you in a place if you don't have your peace, if you don't understand who you are, if you don't understand how to separate yourself. It will drive a person or drive their neighbor crazy. Like, yo, why do you keep doing this? Or saying something to me, and you doing it? Or why do you keep doing it to me and I'm not doing it to you? So it's going to always destroy his neighbor. This is why we must always examine ourselves and stay in that place of humility, so that we do not become unaware. Everything I'm saying is for me. I'm the shepherd. That it may be for someone here as well. But everything.
I'm sorry. Also, a hypocrite can become a stumbling block.
Become a stumbling block, which will
because that neighbor is seeing that you're not doing what you're speaking on, so now you cause that neighbor to also repeat that sin, right?
Repeat the same thing, and that will destroy the nation. Because if everybody starts to do the same thing or mimic the same things, you'll have a destroyed nation that don't love each other, don't have no respect for each other, don't have no integrity for each other. This is all with just one spirit. All with one spirit. All right, let's keep on verse 9.
But through knowledge shall the just be delivered.
With knowledge shall the just be delivered. By the things that we know to be true. By the things we know to be true, these are the same things that will deliver. A hypocrite deals with deceit, so he cannot be delivered. But those that deal with the true knowledge or knowledge of truth shall be delivered. When it goes well, verse 10, go ahead.
When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth, and with the wicked, and when the wicked perish, there is shouting.
Then he said, when it goes well with the righteous, the city is rejoicing. So when you feel that spirit of rejoicing, you feel that spirit of peace, and everything is falling into place the way it's supposed to, and things are going good, you have to understand, the city is going to rejoice. Then it says, when the wicked perish, there is shouting. When the wickedness is no longer present, everybody can be good. You know what I mean? And keep going, verse 11.
By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked.
Then say, by the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. Goes back to what we were saying before. It's like the death and the power of the tongue. But when it says overthrown by the mouth of the wicked, it just means that, again, we cannot allow deceit to creep in. We cannot allow the leaven to creep in. And last verse of this scripture, and then I'm just going to move to the last one, is verse 12, and then we just move to the last.
He that is void of wisdom despises his neighbor, but a man of understanding holdeth his peace.
Now it says, he that is full of wisdom despises his neighbor. There's only one thing that will cause us to despise our neighbor. You know what that is? Anybody? Start with the evidence. Foolishness? Yes. Foolishness?
Gotta be foolish.
Right.
You can't trust the neighbor. You can't see, you there. Like I'm here, my neighbor started picking packages on my porch. Put them up, somebody stupid. You know, we didn't have a great relationship. That would happen. Be gone.
Right.
It's foolish.
Right. Okay.
He cut my grass and put his grass. He put his grass and cut my grass.
It's real. It's real. So even with that, what would be? So we got foolishness. Foolishness is something that will cause us to despise our neighbor. But it says he that is void of wisdom will despise him.
Good, because he's foolish. If he had wisdom, he wouldn't be foolish.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead. Thank you. Anybody else? Another word on the board that has been talking about. And in Leviticus it starts with an A.
I'm lost.
Now,
What you got?
starts with an F. Well, it starts, the wrist starts with a U, but it's an F. Now, the only reason, not the only reason, because we just got foolishness, but it says he that is void of wisdom finds his neighbor. But a man of understanding holds his peace. The only thing in Leviticus it says for us not to avenge thy neighbor, or what? Bear any what?
False witness.
Any what? Bear any what against your neighbor?
Grudges?
Bear any grudges
Okay.
against your neighbor. Bearing a grudge against your neighbor or harboring something that you feel that they have done will cause you to despise that person. Because no matter what you see, when you look at them, you're thinking about what you feel that they just have done. You're holding something against them. Now, how many times have we forgave a person or let it go? How many times have we let something go but still not forgave it? You might say in the moment, "Nah, you good, bro, don't worry about it." But when you walk away from the conversation, you still feeling a negative energy towards this person, or you're still, despising this person. But if you, a man of understanding, he says, will hold his peace. Because again, what? You understand it. It is on your own. Everything a person does is a natural reflection of themselves. Everything that a person says or rejects is a direct form of themselves. Everybody's only speaking from what they've experienced and what they have already been. So guess what? If I haven't experienced certain things and somebody has, they may have certain traits about it, right? Then I'm not understand because I didn't go through what they went through. But these traits and things that they have, it made us be who they are at that moment. But if I'm not able to understand that and hold my peace, every time they do something that I disagree with, I'm going to start to despise it, and that's not wise to do. Because again, we can always get more, how's the saying go? We can always get more bees with honey than with vinegar. So if we, a lot of times, just keep our peace, hold our peace, the Creator will deal with that individual. And he will bring it back, and that person will say, you know what, I apologize. I was wrong, But that can't happen if we are continuously holding a certain grudge, holding a certain thing. Because the Creator's going to hold us against what we said. He said, don't do that, don't do that. If you're going to let them go, let it go. If you're not going to let it go, don't let it go. But if you let it go, let it go. Don't bear anything against it. The sons of your people, or the children of your people. We're all growing at different places. So we just have to move with that understanding and always keep our peace as we come to the common goal. As long as nobody is doing anything that is strictly against what he's saying is unrighteous, I'm not talking about things that you can say are subjective. I'm talking about things that he's straight up saying. Like he said, don't bear grudge against your neighbor. That's something he's saying. Do not do this. So now from there, let's move over to the last scripture. Let's go to Psalm 91. This is our last scripture for today. We shall call it. All right.
Psalms 91 and
Psalm 91, we're going to start it.
1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow. Keep going.
I will say to the Most High, hold on one second, look like you got knocked off just now.
Me?
Yeah. You just can't, you're coming back on now. There you go. Verse 2, Psalms 91. I will say of the Most High, He is my refuge and my fortress. My Elohim, in Him will I trust.
He says, He is my refuge and my fortress. Do y'all know what a sanctuary is? It's a safety, it's a place of refuge. Right? It's a congregation or a place of refuge. So he says, for the Most High is my sanctuary, He's my refuge and my fortress. Keep on.
3, surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence.
Now, as we move forward in these next times to come, there are some things that we are going to experience around us. They may take place around us, right? That's going to be happening within these next few years. There's going to be a lot of noisome pestilence. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to take place around us as a people, right? So I'm saying this to say that this also goes back to unbalanced leavened bread, unleavened bread, and goes back to the person slapped or having to even worry about it. Let's keep going.
4, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
His truth shall be your shield and buckler. What is his truth? Yes, his truth is his law and his divine order. But his truth is also the truth, period. What he said is the truth. So if he said, hey, those that place their refuge in me, I will protect. Again, anytime the Creator wanted to show what he was really about, his people did not have to do nothing. One time we walked around saying, clap our hands, praise him, worship him. And in 7 days, or that completed period of time, he destroyed the whole wall down so we can go do it. Other times he just scared everybody on the spot. Other times we was walking through the Red Sea and the Most High closed it back. We never really have to do anything other than what the prayers always committed. Right? So he shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler, from the noisome pestilence. And these things, like I said, are going to be coming. They're going to be here. They are already, but again. And I want to say this too. We have to understand who we serve, who we are connected to, if you are connected. If you are connected to the Creator, that means that He knows your desires, He knows your needs, He knows things, even if you're not. He knows. But when it comes to being one of His, belonging to Him, the things that we must know. In Isaiah, he says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Not because there is no knowledge, but because we have rejected the knowledge. And what does that mean? All it means is that we are destroyed because we have rejected the things we're supposed to just know. We have to know the Creator is going to protect us as long as we do what we're supposed to do. If we do what we're supposed to do, we don't have to worry about what somebody else may come and do to us. We don't have to worry about it. Now, we can obviously, not saying to be unwise, because we'll say, well, yeah, the Most High gave us wisdom to do certain things or to think about something. And sometimes we use wisdom in place of fear. But when you know something, you cannot unknow it. So once the Creator says this, and you know it, you must trust in what He has already said. Because again, if something's going to happen to Most High people, you best believe whatever it is, it's supposed to happen. And if we are supposed to overcome it, we will. And if it is His desire for us not to overcome it, we will not. Period. Point blank. How prepared anybody is. So if He says that, hey, during this time, I got you, we have to trust it. Because once we don't trust that, our thoughts now become froward, right? And what Scripture says that froward thoughts separate from the Creator. He wants us to walk in a state of knowing, not a state of belief, not a state of obscurity, not a state of I feel like I can see it, it depends. We must walk in the knowing. That is what knowledge is. It's something, it's to know something. We are destroyed because we don't know, and we allow other nations, other outside forces to tell us things that they feel that we are supposed to know. But the Creator has given us knowledge of the things that we are supposed to know. So you know 2 plus 2 is 4 because that's what you know. You can never know. Nobody can ever change that about your mind. That 2 plus 2 is 4 because you know that it's 4. Now if you was like, I think it's 2, then they might say, well, no, you know 2 plus 1. If you really think about it, you split the 1 up into 2, and that's 4. No, 2 plus 1 is 3. If the Creator says, I'm going to protect my people, and He said that all throughout His scripture, He said that all throughout, He's going to continue to do that. And even if that means making sure that people are in the right places to have what they need in case of something happens. Right? So I want to add that too, because this is not me saying, oh, don't walk around with no protection. What I'm saying is that our focus should not be on being destroyed. Our focus should be on serving the Creator. And everything else is going to fall in place, period, anyway. Already. The war that we have to really fight is a spiritual war that we have to be conscious of. We have to be really conscious of the spiritual war that's taking place. And like Prince said the other night, there's an adversarial spirit that is trying to exert itself now because we are closer to the end now than we were ever before. Everything we're living now is a direct result of what has happened in the past and has brought us to where we are now. So even yesterday, we're closer today than we were yesterday. Period. You know? So with that in our minds, we just have to really, really grab hold of the Creator, get very close to Him, go up under His wing, trust in the things that He has shown us, and trust in what He has taken us. You know? So let's keep going. Verse
6.
Yeah,
No, 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at the right hand, but it shall not come near thee.
But it shall not come near you. Now, if we trust in the Creator the way we say that we do, then we would know that even if something was to take place right now, and we see everything happening around us, that we remain in the spirit of truth. Because again, what we think, what we speak, what we release has energy or essence or force can create or come into play, right? But so if we operate in a spirit of knowing the Creator has our back and with us, we're striving to be the best that we can be. We're moving in a state of excellence, and mercy, and grace, and truth, integrity. When things start to take place around us, yes, we regard as perimeter. But guess what? It may even be, yeah, we're going to be ready, we're going to be guarded up, we're going to be posted up, and we're like, man, people, everybody, we hear everything taking place around us, we've been sitting up ready, and then even nobody showed up. This is how powerful the Creator is, where He will even hide you in plain sight. Truthfully. Been plenty of times where you might have been doing the same exact thing somebody else was doing. Or you might have been right on the highway, and you fly right past him. He don't even see you, man. Hit the next person. The Creator will hide you in plain sight because He's the one that's in control of every single person's mind. He's the one that tells the person, oh, I'm going to go over here and mess with this person. Or like Moses, when he said, Moses, go and tell Pharaoh to release my people. And I'm going to put in his heart and make him say no. It's the Creator that controls every person's mind. So unless the Most High say, hey, there's somebody over there, go over there to such and such, ain't gonna happen. He might send it to him right next door. If he don't say, go there, they're not gonna go. And if you do tell him to go there, better believe he got us prepared for what we need to. Lastly, verse 8, we're gonna stop at I'm gonna stop at 12. We're gonna stop at 12. Wait.
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Then he says, only with your eyes is you gonna see it. It's the only way you're gonna see the reward of the wicked is with your eyes. Meaning what? I'm gonna do it for you. I just want y'all to watch and sit there. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep taking care of each other. Keep enjoying each other, living in life in harmony and peace and love. Just do that. You all you have to do is just watch what I do. Watch it. Only with your eyes can you see these things the reward of the wicked. Wow. Verse 9.
Because thou hast made the Most High, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
No evil is going to befall you, no plague is going to come nigh your dwelling. Go ahead.
For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways.
It says, for he shall give the angels charge over you, to guard you in all your ways.
They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone.
And he says, and they will pick you up in your hands, lest you dash your foot against a stone. Trip up. They ready at your service, unless you trip up. While they pick you up off the ground, you trip over a rock and fall out there on. You know? And so these are the things that, you know, this is the daily bread portion of this lesson. I wanted to spend a lot of time on the daily bread because these are things that we need to meditate on daily. Understanding who we are, understanding what the things the Creator told us to do if we do what we need to do. You know? And last thing I just want to end this with is that again, so if the Creator is going to make sure that we are protected and he's going to protect us, no evil shall come to our dwelling, or certain things shall not happen, or certain things shall not take place. What should we be focusing on? What should we be focusing on? We, you know, I'll say this. Because, as I said before, there's coming a time where we will have to rely on each other. We will have to depend on the gifts and the talent the Creator has brought out to each of us in order to get through this next chapter that we are going to go through. So, He's going to take care of everything outside. The things that the things we got to take care of, the things inside. So all of these talents and gifts that we have as individuals, we need to be bringing these talents and gifts together so that we can be, as your Abba. To be self-sufficient is to we have all trust in the Creator. The Creator has already provided. That's why He wants us to live a life of abundance, because everything He created multiplies in. He wants us to have our own food, grow our own food, make our own juices, make our own drinks. He wants us to make our own clothes. He wants us to do everything ourselves. If He supplies us with a place to do it, that is what He's requiring of us to do. It's to separate ourselves. Get into a place where we no longer have to depend on it. Because this system will crash. It will, but it's going to self-destruct. When that self-destruction happens, the only people that will survive are those that made preparation. Those that took heed to what was taking place. And went back to the ways of the Creator. The way of the Creator was for man to grow his food. The way of the Creator was for man to have his own, man and woman and his people to make their own clothes. So that you wouldn't have to rely on your clothes being mixed and being all these different things. The plan of the Creator was for men and the animals to work together in unison. Which is why, again, certain animals have certain desires and certain attributes and certain things that they can provide. In case everything and that everything, this foundation that we've created our whole world on falls and crashes. So as we get back, or as we get closer to the end of this world and preparing for the beginning of the one that is coming, we must understand and get back to the things of the beginning so that we don't perish from a lack of knowledge. Because when a famine comes, guess what? When there's a famine, it ain't gonna be because there's no food. It might not be no food in the store, but it won't be because there's no food. It's just people don't have knowledge of what food is. If I was to go outside right now and pick up some dandelions off the ground and take it to a random person, they're going to smack it off my hand first. Then tell me to get out of their face. That's not food. Then they're gonna drop the street and win. That's what they're gonna do. So people are going to die not because there's no food, but they stepped. They don't even know what it is. They're gonna be running around and figure out what they do. Oh, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? And the credit is in while people are right now. Did you reject it? Every time somebody say, hey man, I need to put me on food. Man, I ain't on that man, that woke stuff, man, I ain't man, I ain't got time for that. There's certain things we are all destroyed because of ourselves. The things we continue to reject. You know, it's been the Creator's plan. Everything, if you can plant one seed and it will abundantly grow. You know, the things that we planted this year, I know we're going to have an excess amount of it where we may even have to give it up. And that ain't even from the whole, everything that we have. But that's how abundant the Creator is and what He does. So we got somebody that sews, we got somebody that works in garden, we got somebody that makes candles. You know, my Ahzontaye, he makes soaps, natural soaps. She makes candles. She's an esthetician by trade. You know, she does all of these things with her hands. Right? We got other people that do other things and that bring other things to the community. So we got somebody in the community that make candles, and everybody's powerful. Like, what? But if the person that's supposed to make the candles do not do what they're supposed to do, guess what? When that happens, we ain't got no life. If the person that's supposed to be learning how to garden and how to do things properly don't take heed to that voice, that's not when the famine comes. Joseph was sold into slavery because he knew it, because the Creator knew that there was a time coming when people gonna need food. Sometimes we have to go into bondage to set our people free, to be there for our people in a certain time. You know, but it's important because the Creator has given all of us different gifts, different talents, so that we can be a body and take care of ourselves, take care of each other. But like I said, we got somebody that makes natural soap, somebody that studies herbs and different things that we need. When the world shut down, we got somebody that might get sick. You got somebody that can say, hey, give this ginger tea, I added a dash of dandelion root. We need these things. We have to understand these things. If He says, I give you these things to be medicine, and we don't know how to use it, we can only depend on the system that is in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Creator was supposed to be, separated from the world. Y'all are eight-part people. We're set apart in the laws, we're set apart in the way that we go about it. So, again, I'm only saying that to say the Creator has brought each of us together to do certain things. For example, He makes natural soaps, He makes candles, He makes all these different things. So when we're talking about preparation, there's something will come and we have to endure something. We have to be ready to pretty much depend completely on the Creator. And He will bring us to that place where we will truly have to show if we truly depend on Him and Him alone. You know, because we are in a place where we still got a little bit of leeway. We still got a little bit of things going around is where we feel like we can float a little bit. But if something will take place right now, all communication, everything is cut off. We don't have nothing but what's in front of us right now. Will we be able to trust the Creator? Will we have prepared ourselves in a way that we need to really and truly prepare? Have we really been having conversations and talking about the things that we really need to be doing? Really need to be preparing for, so that when things happen, we're not caught with our pants down. And I'm not talking about just somebody coming on the land trying to make war with us. But I'm talking about if we lose connection with everything that's going on in this system that we have built ourselves upon, if it crashes and it falls, where are we left with things? And are we going to be able to trust in the Creator and trust in the things He's placed in us enough for us to start perfecting these things now, so that when the time comes, we can still exist and we can still live in peace and harmony while the whole rest of the world around us is playing. That makes sense. So this is what I'm ending it with, and I'm ending it with Psalm 91, because again, the greatest thing Creator has given us was knowledge, was things to know. And if you go back to the beginning, he'll tell you what his original plan was. It was man to till the earth, to take care of it, to do it, be fruitful and multiply, take care of the animals, take care of everything that's here, because everything is up, everything needs everybody. Everything needs everything. So take care of it, cherish your gifts, take care of your talents. Don't allow them to lie dormant within. This is why I say we don't need to be continuously still striving to work for anybody else. Start really looking into the things that the Creator's placed within you deep down. And it's for a reason. If you love to go start fires and get wolves, that is a gift, that is a talent. You can perfect that. Even if it's a simple thing. And guess what? We lose all our power and we don't have the power. We may have to go back to fire to keep warm. And over these past few feast days, it was a little bit chilly outside. And we was all, oh, what are we gonna do? So we have to really think about these things and take these things into consideration. Because Creator, anytime He was taking us into a place, we always had to go through us first. We have to endure to go through something first without complaining. Without us being in a place of feeling like we ain't got nothing, there's nothing to eat. We ain't what we gonna do. The whole world is over because the world is part of the zone. Create a new one. Use the things He's already given us, the things He's set before us, the things He's laid before us to learn from. And then we can put these things together as a people on this, as we move forward into this shift, as we move forward into where the Creator is taking us. Even those that find my voice, and for those that's not here, that's building in other places. So I believe with that, that is all that I have. I just want to leave everybody again. We must be in the image of the Creator. Continue to grow together, strive together, be merciful with each other, be gracious with each other, and be careful with the certain expectations that we set upon each other off the gate and allow people to grow into that. Because if the Creator shows it to you, He will never come back on the word. He will never tell you something that will not happen. Unless He's showing you something that He's trying to warn you of, so that it doesn't. And so, yeah, like I said, focus on your talents, focus on your gifts, focus on the things that the Creator has given you, bring in whatever community you are a part of, anything the Most High is giving you as a gift, bring it to the community and just share. That's why He gave it to you. Gifts are created to be shared, to be given away. You know, you don't never have to tell somebody, oh, this is a gift, but you got to pick it. He gave it to you for a gift for you to just share. And with that, we shall be able to build and restore Creator's kingdom. So that is my lesson for today. Thank you. Any questions? Yes. Any questions at this time? If anybody has any questions at this time? If not, like I said, we'll turn it over to the hands of our leadership here. We shall move forward with the service.
I got a comment.
Mm-hmm.
I like how I understand. I think I understand why you brought in Proverbs 11, which is my favorite chapter, probably almost throughout the whole book. Tonight, dealing with a false balance is an abomination. Hence, where Babe Mazan comes from. But the three things that stuck out to me the most in that chapter was lowly, perfect, and upright. It says, but with the lowly individual is wisdom. It says, the righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way. The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them. And tying that into the sack going in from the lion, these things with the people, when they left, they were missing this. And even today, we're missing humility or being low. We're not trying to focus on being upright, right? Or with integrity, it says also has integrity as well. And then the perfect, we're just afraid of being. So I think that's what happened then. That's what happened now. And I love that you brought the 11 in to kind of bring in with 11 and 11, because it is a balance there. That balance is, in my opinion, you all are focusing on, from a physical standpoint, eating all meat, which I don't think they ate a lot of meat anyway back then. So we got to go in haste. We got to take this, removing all these things for that balance. So good stuff.
Yeah. The most side be preached. All right, gentlemen. Let's go and talk a little bit, just a little bit. While we get ready for class. Passover, Pesach. A lot of people don't realize that this time of the year is about Leaven, tablets, but it's really about getting that stuff out of you. What I'm talking about is all year long we eat all kinds of stuff. But for this 1 week, it's always getting springtime. But you know, in the springtime, it's a renewal of the earth. But a lot of people don't renew their bodies. So the Creator has a guaranteed, bona fide way to give us a reset. He says, basically, fast for a whole week. And that's what we do. We take all the chemicals, the bleaches, there's almost everything that got left in it, all the other stuff, all the bread, all that stuff is excluded out of our diets, and it gives us a much healthier body. Just like the earth, it goes through the winter, everything is dying, it's being purified with death, so that when it's coming back to life, it's a renewed version of what it once was. And so are we supposed to be, a renewed version of what we were before Pesach came around. It's a reset. It's an opportunity for us to cleanse ourselves of all the things that have polluted us, and poisoning us, holding us back, because your food affects your mind. And it has been scientifically proven that a man can fast for 50, not even a whole day, 18 hours. His body begins the process of searching for food. That man fasts for another 18 hours, maybe 2 days, 3 days. His body has already went into a state where it actually begins to turn on itself. It begins to turn on itself and eat all the dead cells, cancerous cells, fat cells. It begins to eat up its own body. And what it's doing is it's purifying itself. The Most High knew that time. So what he said was, I want y'all to have a Passover every year. It's not just for us to be free from Egypt, it's also for us to free our minds. So now we can properly function and think. Because a lot of the stuff that was clogging your mind, clogging your brain, he's saying, get up out of your system. Because you're going out here, you have to be alert. You got to be able to function. You got to be able to think. I want you to take everything better out of your houses, leave it alone, and run. So he was actually giving us an opportunity to renew our minds as well. Think about it. With change, you can't go into a situation with the same mind you had to create it. You have to change your mind so that that situation will get a different result. Because if not, you're going to have the same result. So what the Father did was he put us on this great big fast, called it Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread. What does the Feast of Unleavened Bread got to do with leaving Egypt? Have we ever really stopped and thought about that? Passover, I can see that's symbolic of the Creator passing over our houses and killing all them, putting the blood post. But what does the unleavened really got
got to do with us leaving Egypt. That's right. And that's what it's all about. Most High is good. And he's supreme in his wisdom. His wisdom is supreme, and it takes us to sometimes detox to be able to see the wisdom of the Most High. Yes. Come on, so they can hear you. Please.
In Egypt, they were like eating pork and stuff, but when they left, they had to stop eating it. And just like the feast of unleavened bread, we can't eat leaven, so we eat stuff that's unleavened, and that came up to me when you said that.
I said a question? Oh, yeah, I did say a question, didn't I? Then I gave you the answer, didn't I? Good question. Go ahead, young man. There you go, future leaders, future teachers, future Maureen, there you go. Are we going out again? But that's how it is, family. So if there are no other questions, anybody have any questions? I see the sisters out there looking in a little space. Y'all all right? Yeah. If there are no other questions, we're going to close this out. Now, Steve, did you want to say anything?
No.
Okay, no?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to give praise to the Most High. And Ahzontaye, would you mind closing us out with prayer? And say a baraka for the food, please?
Most High, first and foremost, we ask that we approach your throne. O great and mighty King, we ask for your forgiveness for transgression against your laws, against your essence, in any way, shape, or form that we have committed against you. As we have gone into this new year, we ask that you allow us to soak up the things that were given unto us, that we may be able to meditate on these things, that we may be able to bring these things into real life. Our, we thank you for allowing us to come together on another feast day, that you have brought another feast day to a glorious end, or bringing it to a glorious closing. We ask it on today that we grow closer than we've ever been before, with the things that have been shared. Oh, great and mighty King, we just ask that you continue to purge out of us the things that are not of you. Continue to restore the things and within us that you are pleased with, and allow us to bring those things to the forefront. And the things that are not of you, we ask that you allow us to decrease those things from within us and give us a better balance of walking in your image and your righteousness. We ask that you bless us as we come off of this detox, and that some of the things that we have been detoxing from, that we don't even pick back up again. We ask that you prepare the food that we have and that we're going to eat, that you bless it, that you cover it, that it may be a source of nutrients, a source of meaning, a source of understanding, that we may get all that we need to get from it, from the physical food on today and the spiritual food. Abba, we just want to say thank you. We just say to God, you've been amazing. You've shown us many different things, Abba, throughout all of our different lives. You know, we are all here standing up under you today, speaking out and crying out to you today, of all different ages, of all different kindred, even some of us speak different languages. But you brought us together in unity. You brought us together on one accord. And so we ask that as we continue to grow together, that you build us and you establish and that you keep us rooted. That you keep us rooted and you continue to lead us by the still water, not by the rivers, Father, that are chaotic, that
have no flow and that, you know, that'll take you in and that will, you know, send us going down the river. But we just ask you to keep us in that peaceful place. Keep us in that place of understanding. Keep us in that place of grace and mercy, truth, integrity, honor, love. Keep us in all those things. That when you see us and look upon us, you may see a nation or a people or a body that is without blemish. Because we know what you are truly looking at. We know the things that you're truly paying attention to. And so we ask you to cleanse us out and cleanse us from the inside. Father, that those that look upon us may see the light and that it shines from within. And that it is not us trying to be as something that we do, but that we can truly and genuinely walk in your light and your love, your command, and with each other, humbly, as a nation of people, so that you can rightfully govern each of us the way that you intended for us to be. But open our minds and our spirits up to that. Open our minds and our spirits up to that understanding that we can, that we are capable of serving you in all righteousness. But we know that it starts from within. So create in us a clean heart, a renewed mind, a renewed understanding, so that the things that are within will be changed, and then the things that are without and outside will then mirror that same image and change our realities that are around us. We ask all these things, Almighty, in a place of humility, a place of humbleness, a place of reverence. Toda, amen. Toda, amen. Hallelujah.
All right,
Are we able to like blow those down? No, just in general, like, yeah, just blow it. I have one, but
Most High be praised. Family, we'd like to thank everybody who tuned in, who was part of our service on today. As we close out our feast day. This is once again, the last day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread of 2024. After the sun goes down tonight, you can bring all that leaven stuff back in your house. But if you learn anything from this lesson, you might want to leave some of that stuff alone. Your body has been cleansed for that 1 week. The body takes, you start that fasting process, the body starts cleansing. But we thank you all for being a part of us, for coming in, tuning in, and showing us your dedication. May the Most High be praised. Shalom, shalom.